Good day, traders. Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading. Daily FX levels for the British pound crosses. It's Tuesday, April 14th. OPEC meetings today. No other red news scheduled until tomorrow when we have core retail sales. Retail sales, Canadian market has Bank of Canada rate statement and the overnight rate, as well as the Bank of Canada press conference. And then on Thursday, we have the Aussie dollar employment change, unemployment rate, and unemployment claims for the U.S. session. And on Friday, China's GDP is due. But today, no red news on the calendar except the G7 meetings. If we head to our first pair, yesterday we saw that pound Aussie move up early in the Asian session before rolling over and moving down 150 pips. We see it was in the upper part of that 250 pip box near the 97.50 range and is now currently pinned down to the 9500 area, not quite getting all the way down, but it has worked its way down into that lower part of that 250 pip box. We may see support come in around that 9500. There are stops from a few weeks ago down at that level. When we look at our 15-minute chart, we can see yesterday that market broke out through the highs, testing the previous high from Friday before consolidating in a three-push pattern pin engulfment at the double zeros as we headed into that mid 3-hour rollover prior to the U.S. session, and then moving down strongly for the stop hunt, pulling back 50 pips and moving down another 100 in the U.S. session. Today, we see this market has dropped down through the 50 pip box on a breakout pullback, taking out yesterday's low, so more of a continuation of that move down. We may find that this 50 level acts as support. The fact that we've broken down through that lower box is a sign of weakness. Depending on how the market handles this Asia close Europe rollover, we've had a bit of consolidation now. We may see them retest that low and find some support around that 9500 level. If we do that, we could see a move back up towards that 50 and possibly the double zeros area. Again, Monday, Tuesday, in a large majority of the cases, can be the high or low of the week. When we come from the peak formation from last week, we can see this market has been making new lows consistently. But again, today, the fact that this market has already moved down through that lower box, we could see a stop hunt on traders that have gone long in Asia, or perhaps a consolidation and a move back towards the high of the day. And if we break through that high, we could see this market move back towards that 96.50 area, stop hunting traders who were short in the U.S. session. Currently, we're in the middle at 50. Again, depending on how this market handles yesterday's low, we've made a new low today. We could see that market come down and find support at 95.50 for a retest of the high. Our next pair, pound Canadian. Again, that market found resistance in the upper 250 pip area at 7,500 yesterday. This market has still sort of traded inside of that range. We could see that upper part of the box act as resistance. This market obviously has maybe some support down at 72.50 as well. So currently trading inside of that 250 pip box. When we go to our 15-minute chart, we can see yesterday the market broke out of the highs before pulling back and retesting those highs in the U.S. session before reversing over 100 pips down to the lows at the end of that session. Currently, we're inside of a 50 pip box. The market has moved up one push, two push. We could see that market retest, stopping out traders who were short last night. Depending on how they handle this stop hunt, the market may come back to retest this 7,400 area, which has been an auction area, or continue to move upwards through that next 50 pip box increment towards yesterday's high. Again, currently we're in the middle. We'll wait for either a stop hunt in either direction or a continuation for a breakout pullback moving back towards yesterday's high. Our next pair, the pound Swiss. Again, we can see that it's continued to respect that 4-hour trend line yesterday, breaking out last week, consolidating on top of that 2000 level before continuing yesterday. We see that the market broke through yesterday, pulling back and then continuing that trend, finding support off of the Friday's high. The market then pulled back and consolidated. Stop hunting traders, we've talked about that rollover session acting again as a stop hunt consolidation or an extension of the move. In this particular case, that was a stop hunt back on traders who were long. We're currently at yesterday's high. This market has traders in profit from the Asian session down in this lower area below the double zeros. And we know there's stops at the low of the day. Depending on how the market handles this yesterday's high, we could see the market come up top for a stop hunt down low and a retest somewhere back down around that 2050 area. Again, we could see this market continue to trend moving up towards that 2150 area. If they come back, we may find support at 2100, but this area here, these traders are still in profit. Next up, we have the pound yen. The pound yen yesterday again stayed on top of that breakout area where it had moved sideways. It's popped above the 3500 area today. Again, last week has a high up in that 3575 area. The market has gone vertical this morning. Great example of a move in the rollover, a 1, 2, 3 sideways and a pin hammer at the low of the day into the open of the Asian session. That market has moved up from the 70 area and been as high as 40 in the last 2 hours. So we may see the market retest that high, possibly come back and stop hunt traders that are long. But again, this market could continue to trend. There are profitable traders back in this area. We may see the market stop hunt traders below back inside of yesterday's high. We're still making higher lows. We've got a bit of a micro trend line break, and again, depending on how we handle the high, this market could continue to trend, or we may find a stop hunt back down inside of the range. The pound New Zealand, again, that market's been auctioning sideways at the 500 level between highs and lows that it has established on the 4-hour chart. Yesterday, the market broke out in Asia and continued up to 3 pushes into the double zeros before pulling back 50 pips, retesting the high in the US session, and then dropping down and consolidating. We see that market is currently highs at 550 and lows at the session lows of the day are down at the 75 area. We're in the middle of this box. We want to see this market test one of the lows or highs to give us an indication of either a reversal pattern establishing itself or a breakout and a continuation for a trend move. Our next pair is the British pound. And again, the British pound yesterday continued its move higher on that 4-hour chart, breaking through that 2500 level and continuing up. On our 15-minute chart, we saw that market break through the Friday highs of Good Friday, stop hunting down in 3 pushes before consolidating and continuing that move in the US session. And then this morning breaking through yesterday's highs. Currently, we see that market has traded off of 2550. Again, similar to the pound yen, we see 1 push, 2 push, 3 pushes. Depending on how this market handles the high of the day in that Europe session changeover, we could see either a continuation of this move more into a vertical type of blow off or continuation, or we may see this market come out of that area retesting traders that are in profit from this morning's breakout. There's obviously stops down at the low of the day, as well as stops on some of these levels from the breakout traders as well as up top. So hopefully you got some value out of today's video, traders. Keep it simple, stick with the highs and lows, round numbers at the session timings. Look for the market to confirm your entry with price. As you can see, there will be pins, hammers, engulfments. Position yourself with the best price fill possible. Keep it simple. And in closing, a quote from Marty Schwartz: "A great trader is like a great athlete. You have to have natural skills, but you have to train yourself how to use them." Stay disciplined, traders. Stay focused. Keep it simple, and may the markets go with you. Have a great trading day.
Hi traders, it's Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading. If you haven't done so, please head over to my website at staceyburketrading.com. I create updates on almost a daily basis, and I would love for you to receive them. Just click on the blog. If you want to enter your name and your email address, I'll send you my free audio program, the 7-Step Daily Routine for High Performance Traders. This is essential knowledge for all traders in all markets, and this is for helping traders to master the market with discipline, confidence, and a winning mindset. I appreciate all your feedback and comments. As always, traders, stay disciplined, and may the markets go with you.